Вот Scarlet Hollow Type.
Я как раз нажала на кнопку записи.
Ура!
Блин, баг
Scarlet Hollow.
Баг реально поменял PNG-тубера себе.
Да. Теперь я с открытыми глазами.
Теперь я все вижу.
Я вижу все.
The Horrors.
В прошлый раз мы остановились на том, что Стелла сказала, что есть в городе человек, который может побольше рассказать о странных криптидах, которых мы встретили. И мы пришли к ней в гости. Да,
И
вот что
попытались
я помню.
сдать арахис.
Да, это было. Да.
Папуля. Гейминг.
Сибил.
Интересные имена у персонажей здесь.
Ага.
Who was that outside? Да, мы увидели какого-то мужика, который, видимо, был одним
Какой-то
с хайв-майндом.
Какой-то зомби.
Так ты слишком громко говоришь, мне нужно тебя понизить в Дискорде. Да. Дэв.
Слишком громко.
Унизили голос.
Мне кажется, это тот мужик, которого застрелили на Триперон зомби.
Возможно, да. Там она...
Разве у него...
Там было
Разве у него
что-то.
одежка не другая?
Уэйн.
Ну, типа,
Этого человека зовут. Уэйн. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. How did you know that she died? Мне нужно загуглить, как произносить это. И Google мне обязательно даст ответ. Потому что это слово реально существует.
Эй, Google. Как сказать это слово?
Допустим, Perlin. Oh, Perlin was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of. Bless her heart.
We need your
We
help.
need your help.
Help old woman, please.
Oh yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff. Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh, my lord. Have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out a memory card out from her sleeve and pops it into her phone. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this. At least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Umano.
Yeah.
Smooth. The cops wouldn't know what to do with that footage anyway. Imagine if they accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask again, but for now, we can examine the footage for ourselves.
Oh.
Where was this? Up the mountain, to the northwest. Within the town's limits. Yes. Чайник! Чайник!
Чай! Нет! Чай!
I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger? And louder, if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. Кто-нибудь хочет читать за собаку?
Давай я.
Давай.
Кадика? Вы see Кадика?
You'd better come with Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato?
Кадика, it's me. I'm the good potato. I most certainly hope I am. Yeah.
And the stranger. Да, это я.
Stranger,
Да.
stranger alert, stranger alert.
What are you doing in my house? Boiled peanuts.
Предложить.
Не хотите орешку?
Мне кажется, есть ачивка какая-то за это.
Hi, I'm Пирожок. Tabitha's cousin. Oh, great. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friends have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika, this is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? Milky.
This is far beyond my ability to contribute. I'll leave the thinking to you humans.
Sailor Moon. Waste.
Yes.
I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Pirajok and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. Remain silent. You remain silent. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Oro and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss.
I cheated like you, creative face.
Remain silent. You remain silent. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. Mom, come on. Whatever is doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Пирожок with this tailipo? Что это за слово? Tailipo crap. Давайте посмотрим.
Какая-то выдуманная история.
Наверное, да.
В сленговом названии.
Tailipo meaning. Это легендарное какое-то фольклорное существо. Да. Это криптит, короче, тоже. Stop scaring Stella and Пирожок with this tailipo crap. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But Duke is dead. Then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident. Or my grandmother was wrong. And she was very rarely wrong. Ну, я так и подумала, что это была случайность, потому что он же держал ружье. Возможно, он как-то споткнулся и выстрелил в себя. Что-то типа того. И даже в достижении написано, что это несчастный случай. Так что, может быть.
Может, тот кричер пытался же курицу забрать.
Да. Я думаю, что поэтому... они не хотят ранить людей. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom. Haven't they already been through enough? Do they really need this spooky window dressing? What if it's important window dressing? Okay, I know when I'm outnumbered. Gardeners. Я чувствую, что если я начну говорить о том, что я разговариваю с животными, меня не поймут, потому что когда я встретилась со Стеллой, она спросила, ты что, реально можешь говорить с собакой? Я не ответила. Поэтому она до сих пор не знает, умею я говорить с животными или нет. Но я хочу сказать что-нибудь. All of the infected animals we met felt like they were going insane. Или it must be part of their life cycle. All of the infected animals we met felt like they were going insane. Not gonna lie, if I had something like that growing in me, I'd probably lose it too. Maybe they're like big mosquitoes, and the growths that you saw are a severe allergic reaction. Or maybe they are parasites, using the local wildlife to incubate. Honestly, that would be worse than them being supernatural. Oh dear, I forgot entirely about the tea I put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves.
Yay!
I don't know. It's getting late and I should let Пирожок get some rest. I ran her right today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay up. This is important. Okay. Maybe it's that I'm eager to get home. Maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you call them? That's right. You go on home now, and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Wise words. Don't stay up all night on the online.
Надо спать. Ми-ми-ми-ми.
Me. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, пирожок. It's excellent, iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones.
Потом
Be careful out there. Both of you. Cebu turns and closes the door behind her.
What an unfortunate short visit.
Alrighty, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? Yeah.
Girls' night.
And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Tabitha is going to fucking kill me.
реально можно, блин, романтить. Если у
She's
тебя кот,
pissed
наверное.
off.
Что такое conniption? Быстро гугель. Случайно открыла Microsoft Teams вместо Google переводчика. Conniption припадок. Okay.
Интересно.
Hell yeah, sleepover.
Stinks, I'm terrified of seeing Tabitha.
Ну, что мы делаем?
Конечно, мы остаемся у нее дома. В жопу! Основной сюжет.
Hell yeah, sleepover.
Hell yeah, sleepover.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've had an honest to God sleepover. Я не буду сохраняться, потому что нужно принимать последствия своих действий. Я приму на себя гнев Таби, когда я вернусь. И да, она же живет одна. Ей, наверное, было бы страшно одной спать. Я скажу, я такой доблестный человек. Я устроил пижамную вечеринку с взрослой женщиной, чтобы ей не было страшно спать.
Да,
Ты не
особенно после
представляешь,
спуки.
я герой. Awesome.
Особенно после спуки.
If I'm being honest, not being alone tonight is a weight off my chest. Slumber Party! And episode 1 at
Yeah.
Stella's. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. Ура, мы не будем спать в сраче!
Yay.
Никакого рака легких.
Ура. Алиса.
It's so exciting to have a guest. I can't remember the last time we had company.
Make yourself at home. Who was that guy outside of Siebel's? There was something really off about him. Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. You didn't have to do all of this. Right? You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. What do you make of all of this? Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there and Duke is dead. I know that some of the things Sybil said were a little wild, but if she is right, and they are an omen, maybe we can change things and stop whatever's brought them here before it happens. It wouldn't hurt to poke around town. I have the time. Agreed. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Right, she'd probably like to know you're not dead. Get some rest, Pirajok. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night. I'm on the verge of passing out myself. What an exciting, if terrible day.
You pull out your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been?
Hi, Debbie.
I met this girl in town and we hit it off.
Нет.
I texted you back. I texted you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Это твоя проблема. Do you know anyone named Wayne? I employ over 100 of people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. Look, I got suckered into something. It was weird. Sorry to worry you. This Stella girl had me come up with her on this night hike to find cryptids. Ah, so you met Stella then? That explains everything. She's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new friend.
Wrong.
It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sounds of quiet sobs.
Wrong.
Вот.
О, анимация.
Вы ее видите в 15 FPS, мне очень жаль.
Это неплохо, на самом деле.
Она такая плавная просто.
Правда.
Ой.
Лам.
Ламы,
Или альпаки.
альпаки. Хэллоуин.
Человек-резня.
И
Сколько замков.
когти, когти, оборотень.
Scarlet, hello.
No way.
Yay.
Yay.
Ditchling. Finish episode 1. И мне еще дали ачивку за то, что я закончила с этим... с стрейтами Booksmart и Talk to Animals. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 2, please save your game now. Yep.
Yep.
Интересно.
Continue. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? Ну, чисто ради того,
Не
чтобы...
стоит.
Можно
Ну,
просто
можно.
прочитать,
Посмотри.
что там написано. Но можно и не читать.
Да.
Потому что, например, я помню, в Your Turn to Die есть рекап, но он еще функционирует как редактор сейва, потому что ты можешь выбрать там любой вариант, и в зависимости от того, что ты выберешь в рекапе, там будет другие исходы. И мне очень нравится, что в Your Turn to Die так сделали, это прикольно. Ну ладно, не будем смотреть. No.
No.
Собака.
Bug.
Bug. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You're still alive, and for now, you're safe. Your gaze wanders across the unfamiliar room to the window and the woods beyond, and you wonder if the monsters are looking just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the comfort of your new friend's family home. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. Oh, you can refresh yourself on the events of previous days by using the journal icon in the quick menu. Wow.
О, took some
Major
boiled peanuts from a stranger.
decisions! Took some boiled peanuts from a stranger, went cryptic hunting with Stella, witnessed Duke die in the woods and called the police, met Stella's friend Kanika and her mother Sibyl and learned about ditchlings, crashed at Stella's, called Tabitha before falling asleep. Мне интересно, если можно ли вообще игнорить Табиту на протяжении всего прохождения. Это настолько по-ублюдски было бы.
Наверное, может, но... Мы такие, тебя ненавидим.
A knock at the front door. Your morbid thoughts are interrupted by a distinctly unhappy voice filtering through the house and past the closed door of your bedroom. Where the hell is Pirajok? Oh, hey Tabby. There's a fresh pot of coffee on the table if you wanna come in. No, I'm just here to check in on my cousin. Let's make this quick. I have a lot on my plate today. You're barely decent. It might be mildly scandalous if people saw you like this. Finish getting dressed and calmly collect yourself. You calmly collect yourself while Tabitha fumes outside your door. Are you sure you don't want to visit for a bit? You don't have to run around being the big boss this week of all weeks.
Big boss.
You should let yourself... I'm fine, thanks. Пирожок, I know you're here. Where the hell are you hiding? Walk out to greet them. Now sufficiently prepared to greet other civilized humans, he opened the door and joined them in the living area. Hi.
Ghost tracks.
Ghost Tracks. Сан Антонио, Texas. Пипец, у Гречин есть своя кровать. Принцесса.
Nice.
Ой,
Целый украшенный угол
какая
с рисунками.
прелесть.
Или фото.
Nice.
Gretchen excitedly looks at you and wiggles her tail.
I simply must say what a joy to see that you're finally up. I do hope you're well rested and you don't mind our most unfortunate guest.
Morning. How'd you sleep? What exactly did the two of you get up to last night? Stuff. We went up to
Fire
the
stuff.
we went up to the woods to film a video. No, not that part. The cops called this morning and told me all about that. They did? What did they say? Did they find Duke? They didn't find the body, if that's what you're asking. But apparently he never went home last night. And they had quite a few questions about you, Пирожок. Don't worry. I told them that you were an upstanding citizen. You should remember that kindness the next time you think about blowing me off to spend the night with a stranger. Hey, don't be so hard on Пирожок. I asked her to crash here. And look, I don't care what the cops think, Tabby. There's something horrible out in those woods, and I don't think anyone in this room wanted Пирожок walking up that mountain alone last night. Stella, would you mind giving me a moment alone with my cousin? And while you're at it, please stop calling me Tabby. We are not in high school anymore. Yeah, alright.
You're not going to let her treat my dear Stella like that, are you, Пирожок?
Sorry, Stella, but I should probably talk to Tabitha in private. Она права, нам нужно поговорить. Yeah, totally understandable. Just let me know when you're done. Thanks. You've been in town for less than a day and my stress is already through the roof. I mean, I get it. Stella got you all worked up and you were too scared to walk home. Sure, whatever, that checks out. But I don't care if those woods are chock full of ghouls and ghosties. You had me worried sick. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Why? I'm sorry, it won't happen again. You're not my boss. I may not be your boss, but I am your host. And in a functioning society, guests treat their hosts with at least a modicum of respect. I don't know what it's like in the city, but while you're out in the country staying under my roof, I expect you to treat my time with the consideration it deserves from here on out. I'm leaving. I've already lost a good chunk of my workday coming down here. I expect to see you at the estate tonight. You hear Stella's voice call out from another room. Wait, Abby, let me know if you are free sometime, okay? Tabitha sighs. You're relentless. We'll see. But don't get your hopes up. Hey, no need to catch me up. I was listening in from the other room. Sorry I let you get ambushed. Tabby showing up like that blindsided me. I couldn't care less what Tabitha thinks. I'm happy I stayed here. Me too. Anyways, sorry for that rude awakening. I've been up for a little while, but was hoping to let you get a little extra sleep. But you're up now, and we've got a full day ahead of us if we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Full day ahead of us? That sounds like it's working time for me. Yay.
How are you so chipper? You shouldn't be okay right now. I guess I'm just pretty good at compartmentalizing things. What happened to us in the woods last night was horrific, but right now we have something important to focus on. I'll have time to process what happened to Duke when we get to the bottom of things. Alright, boss, what's the game plan? First things first, I was planning on swinging by the library. Hurrah, library.
Hurrah.
Kanika's got a head start on us. It looks like she's already there. Oh, that reminds me. Let me set up a group chat. What's your number? You and Stowe exchange numbers. Stowe unknown number group chat!
Yay.
Yay. Text message from Stella to you and Kanika. It reads group chat. Ой, у меня что-то пинг повышается. 1000 пинг. И подожду чуть-чуть.
Пинг, понижайся.
Hopefully we can find out more about dishlings from some of the older local books there. I've also got a couple of threads clicking on my cryptid forums, but who knows if that'll pan out. Anyways, daylight's burning, so let's roll out. Let's go. Мне не нужно есть, у меня есть peanuts, если что. Works for me, let's roll.
Автобус, let's roll out.
Эйвори и Сибу о чем-то общаются. The walk to town was short. Stella's house is barely a stone's throw from what remains of Scarlet Hollow's once bustling main streets. You shudder as you stare down the thoroughfare, both from the chill in the morning air and the all too present memories of everything you witnessed last night. You see that building labeled Town Hall? That's actually the library. Да, я это поняла из этой анимации. Well, it's also the town hall, but that's just a small upstairs office nowadays. I guess this town's not what it used to be. That, and our mayor's really into going on walks. I think there's actually going to be a meet and greet later this week. Could be just the pick me up. Could be just the pick me up we need. We need. What with everything that's been going on.
Stella might be fond of him, but I'm certainly didn't fall for the beast.
Gretchen doesn't seem to care for him. Ты хочешь узнать про политический компас своей собаки? Я могу тебе рассказать. Yuck, politicians. Maybe he'll actually take this whole dishling thing seriously. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh, hey! Hi. Morning, Stella. And same to you, Pirajok. Speak of the devil. We were just talking about you. Coming from Stella's, huh? Did you have a slumber party?
Почему он освещается?
Sorry, yo, but I'm actually in a bit of a rush this morning. I really can't stop to chat. It'll take me a bit to set up, so if you wanna catch up with Fox or grab something at the diner, you can meet me at the library when you're done. Окей, я поговорю с другими тоже для разнообразия. Не могу же я только с одним персонажем общаться. Oh, sure. See you in a bit, Stella. Cool, see you soon. Hi. She always has time to chat. Did something happen last night? Oh, Stella and Pirajok just got up to a bit of trouble, that's all. It's not my place to share. Well, it's your place to share, right, Pirajok?
You got hurt. Так, немножечко в голову.
I'm traumatized.
Не знаю, как-то...
По городу пойдет. Ну, наверное, уже пошло.
Ну да, я не хочу прям сразу же слухи разводить. Нужно сначала узнать побольше. В реальной жизни я бы тоже... Если бы я была там, я бы, наверное, тоже что-нибудь сказала, типа, ну да, что-то произошло, и мне бы никто не поверил. Я соврала бы очень плохо. Duke got hurt, no, you know. We bumped into Duke a couple of times while we were out there, and he got hurt pretty bad. I'm not really sure what we saw. Whoa, slow down. Is he okay? No. I'm afraid Duke is no longer with us, Avery. Holy crap. I can't believe this is the first time hearing of it. Has anyone told Bo? Yes, he's taking it as well as you can imagine. I'll be going to check in on him today. The poor lad. I can't believe you had to see that, Pirajok. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend and try to calm your nerves. It's chaga and lemon balm. It's always helped me on the bad days. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. Anyways, it's up to you it's up to you. See you around, Пирожок. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. Alright then, keep your secrets.
Охуенно.
I see you're a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. I'd better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help.
What's wrong?
Wait, do you know anything else about ditchlings? I know you said you didn't know much beyond those stories, but I'm afraid that's still true. But I'm sure that you and Stella have what it takes to get to the bottom of things. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe and God bless. Stella said you had some time to kill before she finished setting up.
Можно уйти обратно.
Получается, если я пойду в... Насколько я поняла, General Store это где Сибил работает. Или живет. Потому что там говорили, что
Мне
типа...
кажется, там...
Или нет?
Каника нет.
Да, потом... Я помню, что это было про то, что Каника как бы находится в General Store. Это получается, что... Если я пойду в General Store, там будет Сибил. Если я пойду в столовую, там будет Эйвери. С кем поговорить. Может быть, мне и то дадут выбрать, но я сомневаюсь. Мне кажется, что тут что-то одно дадут попробовать. Я боюсь, что если я поговорю с Эйвери, они меня начнут расспрашивать про детали. А я, знаете, я такой человек, которому сложно отказать прямо человеку рассказывать что-то. Типа, мне все еще сложно говорить нет, даже несуществующим персонажам отказывать. А я не хочу ничего рассказывать, я не хочу пускать слухи. Потому что они же работают в столовой, там по-любому куча людей, и все узнают сразу же.
Да.
Но мне интересно поговорить с ними, потому что я с ними как бы вообще не разговаривала, по сути. Так что давайте в столовую. Дайнер. Это ж столовая. Я забыла слова. The diner is a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Warn the patients of the danger. Talk to Avery.
The danger.
Yay, coffee date. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Here there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie Siddles. Впервые вижу это слово. Siddles up a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. Don't worry about paying for it. The Führer has you worried plenty already, I'd bet. And the answer to 29 down is oink. Это кроссовер какой-то. Это кроссворд. Какой, блядь, кроссовер? Кроссворд. Сканворд. Филворд. Кто-то сидит, решает кроссворд и подсказывает. Да, вон. Кроссворд в газете.
Пенсон. Ну, типа, загон.
О, нифига себе, ты умный. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait, pen like big pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's just something to do to fill the time. But maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Da, you absolutely should. Sudoku is awesome.
Sudoku supremacy.
Sudoku sweep.
Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, what the hell really happened last night? You can tell me, I won't judge. Still feels raw. What if you don't believe me? I'm not here to judge, I'm here to listen. Попробовать чай.
Интересный чай.
The man in the far back corner clears his throat as you bring the cup to your mouth. Don't mind Julius, I don't think he drinks anything other than coffee. You hesitantly take a sip of your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. It tastes healthy. Take another sip. You take another sip. The flavor is strong and slightly unpleasant, but something that tastes this bad must be good for you. Whoa, color me impressed. Not a lot of folks take to Chaga so quickly.
Уфа 50 спойлеры там в одной игре Point and Click Adventure. Сюжет заключается в том, что ты расследуешь огромный дом, в котором мужик превратился в зомби из-за чая. Last night still feels raw, why don't we just talk? I'm not really sure if I can talk about it. What if we just chat? I totally feel you. What do you wanna know? Ура, лор. Мне нравится, что можно сказать, давай просто поговорим и сразу же поменять свое мнение и рассказать все. Нет, я не могу это в себе держать, мне нужно рассказать. Have you lived here your whole life?
И меня напрягает то, что там вот этот чел на бэкграунде на нас смотрит, поэтому, мне кажется, нас подслушают, поэтому есть риск, что все разлетится, если расскажем.
О, это хорошее замечание, что этот мужик может нас услышать.
Он так сас на нас смотрит. Еще вот эта Винни тоже. Она слишком близко сидит с нами.
Have you lived here your whole life? Nah, I moved here from Charlotte. 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job. And who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, people here are plenty polite and friendly, but there is a shared history I'll never be a part of. Why'd you leave Charlotte, if you don't mind me asking? Да, вот о себе я не расскажу ничего, а о тебе я расспрошу. Nah, it's cool. I was having some education disputes with my fox. They had thoughts on how my life was supposed to go, and I had other plans. It wasn't great. Especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay. And the rest is history. If you were stuck on a desert island and could only eat one food forever, what would it be?
Хороший разговор.
Oh man, is glass a viable answer? So I could get off the island faster? Anything would be better than being stuck somewhere, alone, doing the same thing forever and ever. Umano. Do you regret moving here? I don't think I have the choice to have second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, and there is no way she's leaving this place. Is there anything to do for fun around here? No, not really. Unless you like gardening. Or maybe shooting cans with BB guns. I'm more of the gardening persuasion, so I can't help you with the BB guns. Maybe Julius could though. What do you say, old man? Feel like showing Pirozhok what you do for fun out at the farmhouse? I'd rather shoot myself, kid. Well, we'll wear him down before the end of the week, I bet. На этом, видимо, все. Остальное не хочется выбирать. Alright, I should probably head out. Totally get that. My shift's about to start anyway, so perfect timing. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. О!
Все настолько накаляется, что я вылетел в Дискорд.
Да. Мне дали пойти еще в General Store. А нет, это другое место. А нет, то же самое, по-моему, нет? Тут тоже tea. Да. Тоже чай. Может быть, в этой комнате мы
Пепси.
были. Ну, сейчас узнаем. Пепси!
Пепси. Как все пропаганда.
Пепси, man.
This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in.
У него Абибас. Абибас. Наш пацан. Или они.
Hi,
Он.
I'm Pirozhok. I just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know. Mom told me.
For him you bought peanuts.
The young man looks up at your now quite pungent bag of peanuts, curls his lips in disgust, and returns to his phone.
А можно чатовый диалог спрятать? Меня есть кое-что прокомментировать. Там в самом углу лежат плюшевые игрушки. Там плюшевые змейки, аксолотл и коты.
Кошка.
Я не знаю, что.
Да,
Покупаем. Я беру все 3.
И чучело.
If I wanted to buy chips or something, do I talk to you or... He sighs. I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course, whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care.
И всякие... Можно будет предлагать чипсики людям.
I'm not about to turn down free stuff. You grab a bag of salt and vinegar chips from a nearby shelf. It will sustain you in the coming days. Cool. What's your name? Miles.
Miles Morales.
Uh,
Человек-паук.
what you doing on your phone?
Нет,
Games.
километров.
You probably haven't heard of them. Понимаю.
Окей.
Do you know how to get to the mines? Maps are free. You take a map of the town. The mines are a couple of miles away, but you now have the power to visit your cousin of your own free will. See ya, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as they turn and leave the general store. Sticky fingers steal from the general store. Теперь могу сходить в Майнс. Не, я иду в библиотеку. Помните скит в уральских пельменях про библиотеку?
Нет.
Я его 100 раз референсила. Там скит заключался в том, что в библиотеку пришел мужик, и ему постоянно библиотекарша, которую играет Рожков, она ему говорит: «Тихо! Это библиотека, здесь нельзя шуметь!» А мужик — это Мясников. You enter the former town hall. Что это за
Интересная картина.
картина?
О боже.
Нифига у Тартино, дорогая картина.
Бадумс.
Reading Adventure.
О, это же то, про что нам говорили. Для детей что-то. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh hey, you made it! Settle in at Stella's stable. You head over to Stella's stable and settle in. Glad you found a place. Hey, Пирожок. You look tired.
My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, пирожок.
Сыр. Или что это?
Нет, это не сыр.
Не сыр, а
Девушка,
что
там
это?
еще этот
Кибэй.
слева. Да, Кибэй.
Канике нравятся девочки-волшебницы. Ей нравится Махо Сёдзе.
Ничего, Майлз. Скуби-ду!
It was hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered.
Dreadful! Yeah, what? Fool?
Прочитай диалог.
It's all this dreadful creatures in every nook and corner. It is wonder you got even a wink. Да, очень было все dreadful.
I can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah, same. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Он похож на ректора нашего университета. Почему я говорю нашего университета? Я уже там не учусь. Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger.
Stranger.
Stranger. Bold
Yes.
peanuts.
Introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Пирожок, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were Scarlet. Scarlet, you look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's strong. Gutierrez, наверное. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, chief librarian and only librarian. Oscar is amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there.
Helicopter.
You know, the crowd she hangs around with. They are good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot, and it's practically a magnet for young people. Even honor students aren't free from its call. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I'm sure she's fine. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. I'm not sure. I'm not as safe as it usually... It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Is that so? Kanika's right, there's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster. And they kinda look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta.
Пилсбери, это случай, где вот этот челик, который из хлеба, и которого Джоэль ему так понравился, так чел, он прям такой иди.
Сейчас я ни разу не видела, сейчас загуглю. Пил.
Я так примерно помню.
Doughboy.
У меня больше ассоциация с Мишленом.
Да, вот.
Пилсбери.
Эдитор. Или я, если буду монтировать, возьми клип из Джоэля, который говорил про пиди.
Какая прелесть! Какой милый персонаж. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Знак вопроса.
Да, смешно.
ТВХ Кричер.
Лошадь какая-то. Да.
Какая-то лошадь. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters that region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Oh, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You are such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal.
Well, aren't you the sweetest thing with 2 legs? Give me it.
Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole.
О,
Nom-nom-nom-nom-nom-nom-nom-nom-nom.
наверное, удалили.
I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town.
Calamity.
But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. It's nothing that we can't get to the bottom of. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Pirajok, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Много книг.
Много.
Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. Alright. This is gonna be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Reading awaits.
Так, кто
Просто
верхняя?
какая-то
Мышка.
Это мышь.
Мышь.
Ты чё, мышь?
Может, это секретная мина The Hollow Reference? Ладно, шучу. Так, я пока, наверное, отойду на минутку.
Окей.
Гайд Холл. Тут буксмарт, наверное, поможет как раз таки. Возможно.
Давайте. Flip through historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Just the thought of reading a book like this would probably put most people to sleep. But you've got a mystery to solve, and to solve it you need to know everything there is to know about this town. Damn lore! Lore! The Scarlet Estate. The Scarlet Estate, inarguably the most striking piece of architecture in Scarlet Hollow, and the most elaborate and elegant estate in the region prior to the construction of the Biltmore in 1895. Andrew Jackson Scarlet chose the location to be atop a hill in Scarlet Hollow's geographic center, so that it might be seen from the town below. It remains a constant reminder of the family who carved Scarlet Hollow from the wilderness and provided wealth and prosperity to its residents. The Hiram Scarlet Memorial Hospital. First used as a field hospital during the Civil War, it was named for Silas Scarlet's eldest son, who perished in the bloody conflict. It still stands at the end of what is now the residential district of Scarlet Hollow, and has served the health of the community for over 100 years. In the late 19th century. As the town prospered from a coal boom, additions were built onto the house and it was transformed into a sanatorium, bringing in prestigious clientele from around the world. They believed the fresh mountain air would do them well, and Scarlet Hollow became a tourist destination for patients of all afflictions. The clinic still operates to this day as a doctor's office and stands as a building of cultural significance. The Scarlet Coal Mines. The original mining facility is no longer standing, having been destroyed in the collapse of 1918. Though the new facility, outfitted with all the cutting-edge technologies of the industry, is in itself a fine example of practical construction, the first iteration of the mining camp was a true product of its time, and what few photographs exist are an interesting peek back at a different era. One can still visit the site of the original Scarlet coal mine, though all that remains are a few abandoned tunnels closed off to the public. The Tremaine Homestead. Situated on the edge of Scarlet Hollow's farmlands, the Tremaine Homestead was one of the earliest settlements in Scarlet Hollow, predating even the town's famous coal mines.
I'm back.
Хай, мы пока что просто читаем лор из книжки про здание в Скарлет Холлоу.
Nice.
For many decades, the Tremaine family maintained the largest farm in Scarlet Hollow, but a break in the family led them to split the land in two, and the homestead along with it. Despite the many changes made to the two halves of the Tremaine homestead in the subsequent decades, the original log structures are still visible and maintained to this day. They are undoubtedly the oldest building left standing in Scarlet Hollow. The Scarlet Hollow First Baptist Church. One of the first buildings constructed by the Scarlet family, the Scarlet Hollow First Baptist Church still sits on its original foundation, though the building was reconstructed to accommodate the influx of citizens during the Scarlet Hollow coal boom of the late 19th century.
Можно
Attendance...
читать как 1800s.
Я понимаю, мне лень.
Окей.
Мне, на самом деле, я считаю это так странным, что что в английском принято, что, типа, например, 1200 говорить не 1200, а 1200. Это так странно.
Ну, а есть
Да.
такая.
Типа 12 сотен они говорят вместо 1200, например. Не знаю.
Бывает странно. Это то же самое, как я до сих пор не могу поменять американскую, ну это не американскую, тут систему типа футы и прочее.
Ну, исчисление.
Как можно ногами измерять.
Ну, в японском тоже есть свои приколы в плане исчисления. Там, знаете, там есть единицы, десятки, сотни, тысячи и есть 10 тысяч еще, как отдельно исчисляемое. То есть можно сказать Гоуман это будет 50 тысяч.
Ух.
Не помню, то ли в хинди, то ли какой-то тоже такой среднеазиатский язык. Там после 20 для каждого числа идет свое отдельное слово, и поэтому люди там зачастую либо не знают их, либо предпочитают использовать английский.
Давайте продолжим. Attendance has dwindled since the infamous mine collapse of the 1918, and while the building may have fallen into disrepair, its simple vaulted ceilings still evoke awe to any who enter. Town Hall. находимся в нем прямо сейчас. Silas Scarlet personally funded the town hall's construction as the first municipal building in the dense small community of Scarlet Hollow. It has stood at the end of Main Street since before the Civil War, its wide columned edifice withstanding the ravages of the 1860s and continuing to stand to this day, a stunning piece of antebellum architecture. After the town of Scarlet Hollow switched to a dog mayor system of governments in the 1920s, the building has been put to a different use, though the upstairs still house the town archives and a special ceremonial office for events with the mayor. Что значит dog mayor system?
Это, наверное, поэтому Гречин его так отзывается.
Да. Неужели у них мэр это реально собака? So the mayor of Scarlet Hollow is a dog.
You're done here.
He closed the book and put it back. Okay, flip through Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Это off-official art. Не, это... В off есть такие вырезки из книги какого-то учебника. Там... Типа там шахты есть, картинки. Коровы, картинки. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain of the Confederacy. Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to the bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate that was until 1895 the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region, culminating in a tragic collapse in 1918. It was found that Charles Shaw, the coal manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son Theodore, his brother Enoch V. Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Flip through Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Какой-то мужик. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of the 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness, for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10: Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. Да, предприниматели, наша семья.
Хороший лордроп.
Flip through Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Mothman! Это все Booksmart, нифига себе!
Ну, да,
Наконец-то
здорово.
полезное. Так, сейчас. Mothman, a humanoid creature whose sightings are said to be tied to supernatural events. The Long Quiet выглядит прекрасно. The Mothman is a large flying creature, generally described as humanoid, with glowing red eyes. It was first spotted by a couple in West Virginia in the mid-1960s, and was encountered in the region several more times in the following years. The Silver Bridge collapse of 1967 has been linked to a series of Mothman sightings, and it's said the presence of the creature served as some sort of omen or was a catalyst that led to the disaster. Интересно, потому что Кордон Блюз тоже считался знаком того, что произойдет в бегстве. И между Кордон Блюз и Моthmaном в этом есть схожести. This has since become an important aspect of Mothman, with sightings of this cryptid often taken as a sign that some great misfortune is soon to follow.
Тем, Long Quiet, ты что творишь? Ты всего пришел, а уже Bad Woman.
Нужно, чтобы было Good Omen, как в том сериале. The Jersey Devil, a wyvern-like creature that haunts the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Я видела это существо на стриме Винни, где он про криптидов читал. Я все еще хочу перерисовать тот момент, когда Винни говорит "You shut your whore mouth" под хлева. Though the Pine Barrens, the place where this creature is said to have been born, are far from the Appalachian wilderness, sightings of the Jersey Devil have been documented all throughout the forests of the eastern United States. According to popular legend, the Jersey Devil was born to a woman named Jane Leeds. Leeds, upon realizing she was pregnant with her 13th child, and daunted by the task of giving birth yet again, cursed the child in her womb, proclaiming it would be the devil itself. Though born as a normal child, it quickly transformed, gaining a goat or horse's head, large bat wings, and a forked devil's tail. Kicking at the family and lashing out with its tail, it flew up the chimney and out into the night, disappearing into the Pine Barrens. The Jersey Devil is one of the oldest cryptids in North American history, with sightings spanning back through the 1800s, all the way to the origin of the myth in the late 1700s. It's said to move with incredible speed, and it is recognizable by its high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. Ginseng babies. Roots said to scream like infants if dug up under the full moon. Это же Мандрагора.
Нет, нет, нет.
Похиляться.
Нет.
Убить, похиляться, поспать.
Да.
Мина захвала флешбеки.
Знаете, это существо выглядит так, будто оно хочет сказать...
Это существо хочет мне сделать в лицо, я не знаю, пол лица урона.
Выдрать, уничтожить, сгореть. Ненавижу их, они меня все время в пропасть.
Пес,
Я
что они
прыгать,
вам
они
сделали? Вы живодеры.
уничтожить.
Динь.
It's safe to say life was hard in the South after the Civil War. The land and its people had been ravaged by conflict, and many turned to unusual industries to get by. One such industry was that of ginseng diggers, or sang dig. Это, наверное, что-то китайское или корейское? Ginseng. Song diggers. And they were colloquially known as song diggers, as they were colloquially known, who eked out a meager living for themselves by digging up and selling wild American ginseng. Myths surrounding song diggers were plentiful, but most prominent among them was that of the ginseng baby. It was said that if you dig up a root on the night of the new moon, it will cry like an infant and leave blood in the earth when it's torn free. The parallels to European mandrake myths are clear, and it can be assumed this myth arose from cross-pollination from European immigrants. But perhaps on the night of the new moon, you should go out and dig up a ginseng root. See if it cries and check the ears for its blood. For it could be that the myth spread not through legend passed down through immigrant families, but from the unsettling experiences of these Appalachian foragers. The Bell Witch, a particularly violent haunting in Tennessee. One of the most famous hauntings in North American history, the Bell Witch was a strange entity that plagued the citizens of the Red River region of Tennessee in the early 1800s. Many strange phenomena have been attributed to the witch through the years, but the most famous was the haunting of the Bell family. It started out as a fairly typical haunting, with unnatural sounds echoing through the house after sundown, and the appearance of strange mammal that no one could identify or capture. Unlike other hauntings, though, these acts quickly escalated to attacks on the family, and in particular the daughter, Elizabeth Bell. She was constantly covered in bruises from the spirit's abuse. The spirit could frequently be heard speaking through the walls, its disembodied voice mocking the family and any visitors, and it eventually escalated to giving full-blown hallucinations to those dwelling in the Bell house. Though this haunting ended in the early 1800s, its activity continued in the region for many decades. It could be that the entity known as the Bell Witch may still dwell in the Red River region to this day. Hopkinsville goblins, small silvery creatures that besieged a farm in Kentucky. Гоблин. Он выглядит как Моглин.
Гоблин.
Дуэнди.
The Hopkinsville Goblins case was a supposed close encounter with extraterrestrials in the 1950s near Hopkinsville, Kentucky. During the incident, 5 adults and 7 children arrived at a local police station claiming that a group of small chrome creatures had besieged their farmhouse for hours. When police arrived on the scene, they found bullet holes and spent shells, but little else in the way of evidence. Skeptics suggest the family had simply misidentified a group of great horned owls. Even so, the incident remains one of the most thoroughly corroborated and documented cases of extraterrestrial contact. Wampus cat. A large cat-like creature with a loud howling voice, often said to sound like a woman crying out in pain.
Говорит этот кот. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and, by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of the region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched it in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt, and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness, and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Я так понимаю, что вот все вот эти вот опции экспуровские, они мне дали их, потому что я услышала про этих криптидов от персонажей. Потому что всех этих криптидов упоминали уже в сюжете. И Booksmart это то, что не упоминали. Booksmart это то, что я знаю сама из каких-то сурсов. Окей, Tommyknockers. Enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Это я в террарии. Это не криптид, это я. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Tilipo, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. There was once a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Креатура.
Long Quiet?
Это миф! Видите, какие большие два белых глаза?
Но Long Quiet тоже с большими белыми глазами.
У него маленькие белые глаза.
Это аниме, что Long Quiet.
Супер каваи.
Ня. Иду слей Kawaii Princess.
Я когда впервые послушала это Hollaback Girl, я удивилась, что там вначале говорят супер каваи. Я думала, что говорить на японском не дошло до мейнстрима, но оказывается, что дошло в те времена.
Мейнстрим.
Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick, and ran back to its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail, shot off by the hunter's rifle. "Guess this will have to do," he said to his dog, and threw the tail in a pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled onto the bed, satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my Daily Poe. A high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. Go away! He screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. I want my Daily Poe! The creature growled again. I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. I want my Daily Poe! Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, his dog and his cabin was a chimney standing alone in the woods. Damn. You're done here.
Yeah.
You close the book and put it back. Я думаю, здесь можно остановиться.
9 часов.
Да. Милки говорила, ей нужно будет уйти в это время.
Ну я в принципе могу еще полчасика.
Как можешь.
Я в принципе могу еще полчасика, но потом уже все.
Окей, давай еще чуть-чуть почитаем. I think I'm all done. Let's check in. Я так много прочитала, но большинство информации нам не пригодится. Lore Master! Read every entry in all 4 books at the library. Мне дали ачивку.
Хэштег лор.
Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the Dishlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Almost on instinct, Stella slams her book shut. Aw, hey Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find.
Pixel, my dear friend, it's been so long. How have you been?
Я, наверное, буду читать. Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff?
Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats.
Oh yeah, snack time. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Какая прелесть. Sorry if Pixel's bothering you all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. What do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? Leave Pixel be. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Буханка.
Буханка.
Lol.
Alright, I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you all need anything. Do you think there's a cold here?
Интересная музыка.
Let's talk about historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Oh my god, you read that? That book was assigned as punishment if we misbehaved in school. It's an excellent sleep aid. NyQuil and Melatonin have nothing on historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Rumor has it that nobody has read it from cover to cover. You guys are missing out. That's one of my favorite books here. Such rich history. Guess we're just kindred spirits, Pirojok.
Har, yeah. Мне всегда смешно смотреть на гречин.
Stella, when were you going to tell me that the mayor is a dog? Haha, darn. I was hoping it would be a surprise. Scarlet Hollow hasn't had a human mayor since the 1920s. Yeah, if you were hoping the mayor might be able to help us out here, you're out of luck.
I'm afraid it's true. Male Jimmy is a rascal and not to be trusted.
Why don't people go to church here? We've just never really had a good pastor around these parts. Not as long as I've been around, at least. And I'm not really much of a church person anyways. Who has the time? The building gives off weird vibes too. Not in the fun haunted way.
Все ясно. Культисты. Дело закрыто.
What happened to the estate? At some point the hill it was built on started falling apart. I think it's pretty stable at this point though. Is it? Stella, you've seen the place. And half of it is still mostly okay. Even the hospital here is named after my family. I know it's in the name, but calling it a hospital is generous. Right now it's a one-woman medical clinic. If any serious emergencies happen these days, we've got to call an ambulance from out of town. That's where Reese and his mom live. She's the town doctor, though these days she doesn't really see a lot of patients. The Tremaine homestead seems like the only thing here that doesn't have the Scarlet name stamped on it. Yeah, I think they've been around these parts even longer than than your family, though they are the Tremaines and the Calloways now. Да, они там разделились. They literally split their farmhouse in half over that schism? Schism. Duke, rest his soul, was one of the last two Calloways left. I guess it's just down to Bo now. I can't imagine what he's going through right now. About the coal mines. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions? Color me shocked. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's what that sculpture out front is for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Every kid at Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Low bar if you ask me. You know, that could be what the ditchlings are warning us about. Another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with this kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. You don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. What if the deductions are coming from the mines? Maybe there's something down there making people sick and changing them. That wouldn't explain how many dishlings we saw last night. Like, sure, occasionally a miner goes missing, but we saw dozens of those things. I mean, it's definitely not mutated miners, but if there's some sort of parasite down there, maybe it got into some animals and spread into the woods. Now that I think it, there is this really creepy miner, Wayne, who keeps stopping by my mom's tea room. Like, something really, really wrong with him. Creepy. No kidding, he snuck up on us last night and called out Pirzhek by name. Sent chills down my spine. I'm sorry that happened to you. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's one of the more plausible explanations we've got so far. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Haha, yeah. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Right, its conventional explosive disintegrated in mid-air, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up.
Sorry, did you say they burned it? Do you need something to dig up? Because if so, I'm your gal.
So the nuke made the dishlings. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill set. Absolutely not. And there's no way a nuclear bomb made those things. I'm just saying, you never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've
Так и
missed
знала,
this.
что такое скажет это.
Any luck with Rosalina? Haha, not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, but I didn't think it'd happen overnight. I'll probably head out since you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Okay. Talk about Sila, Scarlet. So, Scylla Scarlet. Rich guy in the south. I should have known it wouldn't be pretty. Yeesh, I figured old money from the south wouldn't be great, but he sure did some things to get where he was, huh? That book is a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject. Yep, dude was a monster. The mines made a lot of money during the Civil War too, and you can probably guess which side a North Carolinian business owner would be working for. Sorry you're related to him. He seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what that has to do with bad omens or creatures in the woods. I agree, we're talking about ancient history here. Yeah, we probably have better leads. It never hurts to have historical context. Do you think there's a cult here? Do you guys think there's like a cult here? Those cops were awfully suspicious, almost like they're trying to cover something up. Those cops were awfully suspicious last night. Really weird combination of being dismissive and trying to pin things on me. I don't know, it just feels like a cover-up. Yeah, that was pretty bad, but I'm not sure they really have it in them to be a part of a cult. Definitely. I don't think they're capable of putting in the effort. Ой, я случайно выбрала что-то. Блять. Как обратно?
Все.
Загрузить.
Никак. Только загрузиться. В софту.
Я сейчас здесь сохраню. Посмотрю, что в авто.
Может быть, уже, наверное, на этом закончу. Ведь мне надо уже идти.
Окей.
Ну, сейчас я дочитаю этот. Да вот.
Нормально.
Да, можно здесь закончить.
Либо...
Получается, в следующий раз прочитаем последнее про Folk Monsters и, видимо, после этого узнаем, что будем делать дальше. Пойдем опять смотреть на криптидов или останемся в городе. Ой, я случайно вышел вообще из игры, а не в меню. Окей. Вау, ровно 2 часа выйдет запись.
Ладно, всем пути.
Всем спокойной ночи.
Спокойной.
Спокойно.
Нормальный сеш был.